Hi Tom, great to see you again yesterday and do some further work on your swing. Just to recap on the suggestions that we made. First of all, if we're going to hit a draw, we need to start getting the handle of the club a little bit higher. We can see here at setup the shaft line extends to a point below the belt buckle as opposed to through or slightly above the belt buckle. That's ideally situated from your point of view for hitting a cut, but not ideal to hit a draw. In order to hit a draw, we need the handle to work higher through impact so we can hit out at the ball for longer. And what we tend to do now is we overdo this because we're doing it at speed. We're trying to get the club to come from the inside, and you can see there's a massive increase in the position or the angle of the shaft through impact compared to where we were at setup. We've got rid of a lot of the angle created between the left forearm and the shaft of the club as we come through. So if we look at the position there, left forearm and shaft, and compare that to where we were at address, so there's much more angle between the left forearm and shaft at setup. What we see with Charlie Wee is a much better move through the ball where he's going to return the shaft to a very similar position to where it was at address. You can see there is a slight increase in the angle, but nowhere near as substantial as we see with yourself. Very difficult to consistently start the ball to the right from the position we see you in at address. As the shaft climbs, then what that's going to do is that's going to encourage you to straighten the legs. We're getting rid of the angle in the left forearm and the shaft. We're now in danger of hitting the ground behind the ball, so the legs have to straighten as we come through the hitting area too much. And then whenever we do that, the arms disconnect from the rib cage and the club exits very, very high. You can see there the right arm working up and over as it passes through just above your shoulder stroke through your neck. What we see here on the right hand side now at the top right is a slightly better setup position. The idea being we've got to try and get the shaft into a position that we can return it to at impact and still hit a draw. We can see now the backswing gets a little bit long. I've given you a drill to work on that. I'd like to see you get a little bit more in this position, so we do get a little bit long, which can lead to the body locking up, allowing the arms to catch up through the hitting area. Having said that, now that we're in a better position at address, the legs don't straighten quite as early. There's not as substantial a raising of the shaft through impact, so there's nowhere near the same lift as we come into the ball. And in this instance, we're asking you to hit a knockdown shot. You can see now that as you do that, club face doesn't close down quite as quickly. Arms start to exit in a much more appropriate position, and from there we start to get some control on the ball flight. What we'd ideally like to see is, like we see here with Charlie Wee, the arms hit the lower point of the right bicep on the way back, and then on the way through, exiting through the left biceps. You can see the middle of the body going back, middle of the body coming through, and we can see that right arm working back in and across the way the left arm works in and across on the way back. So left arm in and across going back, right arm in and across on the way through. And as we run through, we can see there that right arm working much more in and across in that top right footage than we see here on the top left footage. Very high and wrapping over. So handle up, handle forward. Feel like you're going to hit a little bit of a knockdown shot just to calm the lower body and synchronise the upper body a little bit better, and then also work on that drill for shortening your backswing a fraction as you go. Good luck with it, keep me posted, and when I find out that other information we discuss, I'll pass it on to you as soon as I possibly can. Well done, keep it up.